What is going on, y'all? This is going to be a Q&A video in the NFL TTM collectors group. I posted that I'd be doing a Q&A video on my YouTube, and so I have, I don't know, 15 to 20 questions here. I'll get through. All of these are going to be TTM related, so if you're not into TTM or anything like that, this may not be the best video for you. Ryan D asks, how do you prep your cards to be submitted? If they are a paper card, and I say that like here we go, like this, like something that's vintage, that's paper, there's no prep needed. If you have something, here we go, like this, what I do, people do different things. What I do is I have little baby powder. I'll put about a dime size worth on there, maybe a little less. Rub in the freaking baby powder throughout the card real good. Not hard or anything, you just cover the card. I blow off the excess, and then I have this little baby burp rag that I've had since my kids were little babies, and then I'll rub off all the powder. Make sure you get all that off, because if you send somebody something with white powder all over it, you know, who knows, man. Anthrax wasn't that long ago. I mean, you don't know what people are going to think if they get a card that has white stuff all over it. He also asked, are there better cards than others to be sent for TTM? If you remember, not too long ago, Peyton Manning was, on purpose or on accident, I don't know, he was smudging all of his cards that you sent in. So I was sending in stuff like heritage cards and the Topps Magic brand, sending those cards because they're paper, and so you can't smudge those. As soon as you sign it, it dries. So I always think those are good. As y'all know, I'm a rookie card guy, so if you're looking in terms of maybe resale value or value in the future, you really can't go too wrong with a rookie. And then another thing I look for, and I'll use this Gretzky again. If you see, there's really no dark spot on this card. So really, no matter where he signs on this card, if he were to sign this card, the autograph would pop out. Versus, here, I'll use this. This Jack Canton goal line art card, if he were to sign across his jersey in any type of Sharpie, the black jersey would, basically you wouldn't be able to see the signature. So that's kind of what I look for in cards. And then his last question is, how do you ask a player to send game used? I mean, honestly, everyone thinks there's a big secret to that. I just ask, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I just ask in my letter. So that's that. Everyone thinks there's like a freaking golden word to say or like a secret, you know, to do in it, and there's really not. There's really not. Bobby G asked, how do you send international? I haven't done a whole lot of this. I do know how to do it. You can go, especially like to Canada, you can go online and buy their stamps. So you just send American Postage there and put a stamp on it for it to come back. A lot of times when people send to like Switzerland and all those places for like the hockey players, a lot of them will just do a customs form to get it over there, and then have American cash in the envelope to cover postage back. I've actually seen that quite a bit. Ryan B, how do you send an effective but short letter? I don't know, man. I mean, I've never thought about that, honestly. I just write my letter every time. I always talk about who I am, like introduce yourself. Like you wouldn't ask somebody on the street, just go up to somebody on the street and just ask for something. At least I wouldn't. It seems kind of rude. So in my letters, I always introduce myself first before I ask for anything. So I don't know, man. Short and effective letter. I don't have an answer for you on that one, man. So I mean, you might have to burn your own lane for that one. Are cards the easiest to send and receive? Absolutely, hands down, no doubt they are. They have, this is pretty much the smallest envelope right here, and even a 4x6 photo really wouldn't fit in here very well. So 100% cards are the easiest. There's a lot of guys that like doing photos as well. It's really whatever you're into. If you go to like websites like Check Out My Cards, what else? I go to eBay a lot just because I like to hand select different cards. But that's where you can pick up a bunch of cards at one time. I highly suggest checkoutmycards.com. Corey H., how long are your letters and what are you putting them? I kind of talked about that already. My personal letters, they range from anywhere from 3/4 of a page to kind of goes on from there, depending on what I'm writing about, who I'm writing, how much I know about them, and so on and so forth. And do you put, Corey H. as well, do you put your personal contact info on them? I have from time to time. I don't always do it. I guess you could all the time. I mean, there's no, I guess nothing negative that's going to come out of it unless you're rude or disrespectful or something in your letter. They might freaking write you and blast you, but I highly doubt that. I don't see a negative side to putting your contact information in there. I mean, who knows, something good could come out of it. Bill H. Jr., what was your first TTM? I honestly don't know. When you sent me that question, I was like, man, that's a damn good question. I do remember some of my first TTMs were Tony Gwynn, Greg Maddox, guys like that. But I don't remember my absolute first. Randy M., what is the trick that you would share to help us get the big boppers? There's actually a bunch of tricks, man. It depends on the player, depends on if they're active, if they're retired. There's a bunch of different tricks. Share one. Be different. Okay. I'm not going to go into detail on how to be different, but be different. Imagine if you got, say you're a big name guy. Okay, we'll say, who's been signing lately? People say Mario Lemieux's been signing lately. I'm not the biggest hockey guy. I'll probably try to get him. But say you're Mario Lemieux and you're getting 15 to 30 freaking autograph requests a day in the mail, and they're all like this. What stands out here? Nothing. Nothing stands out here. So let's say this was Mario Lemieux's mail. What stands out here? Okay, it's pretty obvious. I'm not saying that's what I do. I do that from time to time. Be different. Have your stuff stand out. So that's one trick for big boppers. Patrick H., where is the best place to get shipping supplies at a low cost, specifically for photos? What I would say, and I just started doing this about 2 years ago, if you go on eBay and you search whatever size you want, so say like 8x10 padded mailers, or 5x7 padded mailers, or photo mailers, you can buy those in just crazy amount of bulk. So about 4 months ago I bought, here we go. I bought 600 of these right here. 600 of those cost 60 bucks. Just insane. I think at Walmart those are 49 cents a piece. So a hell of a deal. So you can do that, just go on eBay and search it, and you should be able to find a good deal.
Photos, he said.
Yeah, for photos. They have the same thing if you search for like photo mailers.
But Walmart too.
Yeah, but he's saying best place to get at the lowest cost. Tyler F., what did you tell Aaron Rodgers to get his return? I don't know. I don't want to use a cop-out, but I'm not going to answer that one. Because that's my story. You know what I mean? I told Aaron Rodgers my story. I've known about 4 dudes over the past 3 years that got Tom Brady, and they passed authentication. The reason they got him is because they told their story. These guys are going to see through bullshit real freaking quick, man. I've been in this game for a long time, and I've heard some horror stories about dudes lying in their TTM, and the player freaking, you know, gets the warm and fuzzy and wants to reach out to him to hook him up, and then come to find out that it's a freaking lie. So that's why I always tell people, man, try to be as upfront and as honest as you can in your letters. Don't start bullshitting, because a lot of people see right through that crap. If you want to do Aaron Rodgers, tell your story. I think I've told a lot of y'all this. I sent out about 30 different requests to Aaron Rodgers over the past 2 to 3 years, man. This wasn't like I sent out one request and boom, it came back. So consistency, without being crazy. You know, I was sending out one request every couple months, or trying different tricks, different addresses, so on and so forth. So Aaron Rodgers was not an easy nut to crack, man. Brian M wrote, how do you ask for game use items, and what kind of packaging do you include with the request? For game use gloves, it's easy, man. You just get a freaking 8x10 padded mailer and throw enough postage on there to cover it. So I always went with the rule of thumb of it's better to have too much postage on there than not enough. So I always put like 8 stamps on a padded mailer for return. And then how do you ask? That was like one of the first questions. You just ask, man. There really is no right reason. I think if you write in your letters what do you want and why you want it is important. Okay, because they want to know, yeah, I want this. Well, why do you want that? So you can sell the shit and make freaking $20 on my gloves. And if it's a genuine reason, a lot more times than not, I would say you get it. Now keep in mind, when you get to the bigger name players and bigger positions, the success rate's going to go down. So I say your O linemen and D linemen. When I say D linemen, excluding your linebackers and defensive ends, because those are kind of popular positions, you should have a high rate of return on those. Practice squad guys, absolutely, all day long. O-line guys, all day long. Those guys don't get a lot of love and don't get a lot of fan mail. Eric R. said, what would you say is appropriate length of time to wait between attempts that you've had success with a person before? Oh, man. I don't know, man. So this one is kind of a tricky question for me. If it's a donation, send them all day long. As long as you're paying the donation. Who cares? I mean, it'd be like going to a paid signing and you're just, you know, as long as you're paying that donation. For dudes that don't really care about donations, so if it's a big name dude like Tony Dorsett, started signing a couple months ago, and it looks like he's quit already. For him, as soon as I sent one and I got one back, I sent the next one. That isn't the rule of thumb for me. It's not something I always do. Matter of fact, it's something I rarely do. But when dudes don't sign for 10 plus years, 15 plus years that I've been in this hobby, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere they start signing, as soon as I get the first one back signed, I'll send another one. I did the same with Mike Ditka, and y'all seen he quit signing about 3 months ago. So that's that, I'd say. And then guys like Raymond Berry, I mean, I don't know. There's no right answer, man. It's whatever ethically feels good to you, I would say. Maybe 2 months. No, that might be kind of short. Maybe 3 months. You know, send 2 cards every 3 months or something. John H. How do you find the right postage for the bigger items like a ball? You can go to, well, I know they sell them at my post office, the official USPS scales, and you can weigh your item, and then they have a chart online, and you can see how much postage it's going to cost you. That's what I would do. But I don't have a scale. I always just go with, I'd rather put too much postage on something than not enough. And then the last question is Tyler F. Do you have a preference between, what is that, sportscollectors.net, Sports Card Forum, or Harvey's? Yes, I do have a preference. So I have Harvey's book. I don't use it that much, believe it or not. I've come to find out that his book is good for about 1/4 of the addresses that are in there. And the ones that are in there that for that quarter are damn good. But the other 3/4, no good. But I use Star Tiger a lot to catalog mine. People have this misconception, oh, it's mainly for celebrities. Dude, there's a ton of freaking sports stuff on there. So I use that one. And then, what's the other one I use here? Yeah, sportscollectors.net I'm a member of also. But I'm only a member of that for the forums and the for sale. I go to the for sale, buy, sell, and trade section pretty much every day to see what's new. I hardly ever, maybe once a month, use them for their addresses. That's just me. So that is that. I hope that answered some questions that maybe some of y'all had. If y'all have more questions, please write them down below, and maybe I'll do another one of these in a couple months. So that is that. So until next time, adios, be safe, bye-bye.